Hello, and welcome back to my Race into Space campaign in RP-0 in KSP 1.2. So, despite the awesomeness of the prior mission, Blue Diamond managed to beat me anyway. So, yeah, by 12 days. Very annoying. But it is what it is. We still got a bunch of funds from that. We're going to get a bunch of funds from the follow-up mission. Whoops, wrong click. I wanted to go to mission control. Okay. You know what? I think we're going to go for this too. Because we need to pick up the pace. We really need to pick up the pace. And there's absolutely no reason we can't complete this once we get stability early probes, which we've already gotten. So, yeah. I'm going to pick that up. And we really need a geostationary satellite soon. Where's geostationary? Uncrewed orbital contracts. No, those are milestones. Where's first? Weird. Where is first geostationary satellite anyway? Presume they're under early satellite contracts. First communication, atmosphere, polar, Molnia, tundra, geostationary. What does it require? Oh, okay, sun stationary. So yeah, we better do that soon. So that we can get to geostationary. That's the other thing we can do with these probe cores, because I didn't really want to try to do an unguided insertion into geostationary orbit. That would be fairly insane. So like a 400 by 400 orbit. Wait, it doesn't actually have any. Oh, that's solar power. That's why. There we are. Eccentricity low, inclination above 90. Yeah, so we'll just shoot to a 95. All right. Now we're at max of 7 contracts. Now we have a boatload of money. A true boatload of money. So let's pick up the pace on tech. We also have some upgrades available. Sink it all into tech. Our build rate is pretty good. So, do we need to save up for... So Specimenship, you say I've taken the lead, but I really haven't. Blue Diamond has taken the lead by far. Blue Diamond is still the lead because he actually did complete his lunar orbit on the 28th day of year 2, whatever that is in real stuff. Sound and Fury should hopefully like bind with a reflection to RSSDateTime and actually report real dates there. That would be really nice. Or actually, no, he doesn't have to. The wonder is just if Sound and Fury were to just say KSP print date and let it print the date, it will use the correct formatting. So I'll beg him to do that tomorrow. Right. So yeah, so the question is, how long until the astronaut complex completes? 192 days. Good. It'll be just about correct for... Oh, no, it won't. So 89, 47. Yeah, so we definitely want some more tech upgrades then. I think technically we need... That is one thing that... What does basic construction do? Oh, it unlocks 4.6 meter tanks, which we don't actually need. Because we're doing fine with the launch vehicle we have. And it's not even the heavy. So let's do that first. So we need to speed up tech a little bit. We need to spend some upgrade points here. Well, we need to buy some upgrade points and then spend them. Because we want the astronaut complex to complete broadly when... So we want the astronaut complex plus another 40 days. So for all of you looking to follow Lou Diamond's progress, he is posting on the KSP forum. And he beat my lunar orbit by 12 days, possibly because he saw what day I did it on so he could rush build. So basically, I have to create such an amazing lead that nobody can rush build to make up for it. That is the downside of streaming. But it's a decent handicap. I'm fine with it. Even if I come in second, it will have been a lot of fun. I mean, even if I come in any position, let's not prejudge things. But the rankings are, I think, settling down some. So, yeah, we want survivability to complete, then basic capsules. That's 210. So we're actually right about correct now on tech. So now I think I want to leave the funds as they are so that we can get our R&D complex soon, because that's going to take forever to build. 600,000 funds. I'd also like to upgrade the VAB, but it's unlikely that I will get to that anytime soon, because I'm going to have to prioritize this, because fairly soon we're going to be spending... well, we have a bunch of 60-pointers left. So actually, we'll still be unlocking the 60-pointers once we go into planetary, I think. It's these that start to get expensive. I do get the 1 kill in it. Yes, I do. Okay. So yes, life will be good. Yeah, it's the Apollo era stuff that large segmented solids, advanced flight control, mature capsules, space exploration. That's the expensive stuff. That's the stuff that we'll need the R&D complex for. So we haven't put a goal out there yet for this campaign. I think it's probably like a human landing on the moon is a decent goal to have, but I feel like it's also sort of a... That was a weird visual bug. It's also sort of a fairly trivial goal to have because I could probably do it in like 6 months if I really wanted to. And yeah, Angstcon is right. It's not that hard because I basically just need to throw. I need docking ports, which I've unlocked. I need basic capsules. I'd like lunar-rated heat shields, but I can get by without it. Like I said, I was considering it. So we just need basic construction, and that will unlock. That will ready general construction, which will give us lunar-rated heat shields. And right, by the time I've actually unlocked basic capsules, it won't be that long before I can unlock that. And then it's just a question of how much throw weight you need to do and how many dockings you need to do. I mean, if I'm willing to do basically, if I'm willing to spend money, it can be done fairly soon. Because you put a stage in orbit with no boil off. You keep docking. It's von Braun's original idea. You assemble the spaceship in Earth orbit. Then you fire it off to the moon. Then you land on the moon. Then you fire off again and come home. That's not technically challenging. And basically what I do is send up a lander, which would basically just be, at this point, probably a cockpit, some light cockpit, because it'll effectively be unpressurized. Send up, and it's landing in ascent stage. Then send up an awful lot of hypergolic tanking missions to fill it up, and then to fill up a TLI stage and a TEI stage and a braking stage, and then I could do it without the lunar heat shields. This is the thing about it. It's like it's much more an honor system, because like it does mean that some poor sap will have to sit inside a Mercury capsule for a week, or be in a spacesuit for like 3 days hopping around the moon and then go back to it for another 3 days. So that's going to be my fail-safe. If Blue Diamond keeps beating me, I'm just going to do a crude lunar landing shortly. But of course, having said this in public now, somebody will actually go do it. Like, as soon as somebody unlocks basic capsules, sorry, let me rephrase that. As soon as someone unlocks survivability, no, sorry. As soon as someone unlocks docking ports, a lunar landing is possible. Basically, as soon as somebody unlocks docking ports, they can do an EOR moon mission. Because literally everything else can be done by throwing mass at it. You don't need a heat shield because you can actually brake in orbit and get your velocity down so much that you'll survive. You don't need a fancy capsule because you can just take lots of life support with you, although that's sort of the most unrealistic part. You don't need landing because you can just have solid landing legs and touch down very, very gently. You don't need throttleable engines because we're going to have a little tiny lander with 1 kilonewton thrusters that we can fire, or use an AJ-10-104D for the final stage, which you can turn on and off and like blip throttle it. Basically, it's the propulsive equivalent of pulse width modulation. Oh, right. And Angstcon is totally correct that you could also just do an aerobrake pass that could use up a regular heat shield. Although the problem with that is that the thermal load will be high enough that you'll actually burn through the heat shield. So it won't actually work the way you think it will, which is why you have to propulsively brake down to, 8 kilometers a second, maybe 8.5, and then you can use a regular heat shield. So, but returning to, yeah, so that's my fallback. If things go really crazy, I'll pull a Scott Manley and, land on the moon with a human being in 1952. Although I will need a ridiculous level of build rate in the VAB to do all those launches. Probably need more than one pad too. Because yeah, we're talking about So I can toss. I could probably build a launch vehicle that would toss. If I go up to the pads max, I'd probably build a launch vehicle that would toss about 18 tons into orbit, maybe 20. That's a lot of launches, even for a one-person mission. So, oh, did I never actually give Twitch a description? I'm sorry. Sorry about that. The tracking link, as usual, yes, I just did, and I'm just commenting on that. And let me do that thing right now. And it will pull up my stream, which I've hopefully muted, or we'll get double audio for a minute. How do I... Streaming, community, broadcast language, title this broadcast. Where the heck do I put description in Twitch? I am not a Twitch pro. I am as far as it is possible to be from being a Twitch pro. Yeah. I don't know where he put it. Sorry, guys. If you tell me where to stick it, I will stick it, but I don't know where you're supposed to stick it. Because I have broadcast options. Title this broadcast, streaming, community, broadcast language, and that's it. Maybe it's over chat? No. So no, title is just literally the broadcast title. I wasn't able to put a description in until it's in Video Manager, but maybe it's... Well, let me go into Video Manager and see if I can edit it on the fly. Yeah, I think this is the currently running thing. Let's see if this works. All right. Hopefully that will have shown up for you guys. Now, back to our regularly scheduled broadcast. Oh, I have to edit panels, and thank you, Pap. I've put it into this episode's description, but okay. Edit panels. I'm not going to do this on the air. I realize I'm spending all my time doing this. I'll fix it later. I'll fix it once I go offline. So thank you all. Now, we were doing another moon mission, and let's also queue up now. Did I actually? So let's. All right. Let's build something that can survive reentry. And you know what? Let's... Uh-oh. That's weird. I've been using these guidance units and I've never unlocked them. That's sort of a bug. Odd. Well, let's pay our monies. Early controllable core. Whoo, doggy, that's expensive. But we're going to need it. All right, at least the Delta Avionics package is cheap. Right, I really should start using Proc Avionics, especially because it doesn't actually have an unlock cost yet. But I'll keep using this. Or I think our SparkEC might have pushed that. Anyway, I think we want one of these because we'll get most of the... Well, we'll get some of the funds back in recovery, but I want to guarantee orientation. Control. We have RCS quads. Look at that. How nice. We want the 69s. The little 8-bitty fellers. Oh no, these are the 28. We actually want the 28s, I think. And we totally need to go to hydrazine, that's for sure. And that's going to be... Wait, how did we get hydrazine free? That's a bug. We should have had to pay for it. That's weird. And it's my bug too, I assume. So that's not a lot of hydrazine. Oh, but because it has so much electric charge already, that's why. Should be enough. That'll be enough hydrazine. Electric charge is heavy, man. Okay. Now, we don't actually have a heat shield. So instead... Why is it attaching to the wrong... Wow, those nodes are messed up. Okay. That's fine. We'll just attach to that node. Oh, actually, no, I need to... Yeah, we do need to attach to that node. Oh, no, it actually... Oh, the nodes are fine. It's just didn't attach to what I thought it would. Okay. Oh, why am I in 2x symmetry? All right. Now, why am I also at 45-degree angles? That's kind of weird. Let's fix that. Yeah, this parachute is all kinds of weird. Oh, no, I actually wasn't at 45-degree angles. The camera was rotated. Dagnabbit. All right. So what else do we need? Well, we certainly need a retro package, but it's going to decouple. I don't think we need anything else for landing. We might have to, like, do some interesting tricks to make it weight right. I need to change the default on this to something sane. Okay, only 50 kilograms. Interesting. Let's see what FAR does with this. We are not statically stable, that's for sure. Dang, I'm going to have to add some mass to make us statically stable. All right, and we're going to put a little lead ballast in this. We're going to put 50 kilograms of lead ballast in this, because annoyingly I don't actually have a smaller tank than it. That's quite a lot of lead ballast. All right. We'll just look inside it to fix it. Actually, I think I probably didn't quite have to do that, but all right. So this is going to look like some of the early. This is actually going to look a lot like a film bucket when we're done with it. Still not statically stable. Well, dang. Yeah, we're stable in this orientation. So actually we're stable. Yes, because we're stable like a mercury capsule, basically. So I guess we'll do it that way then. Get rid of the ballast. Oops. Which also means we have to put the RCS at the, not the end I want it to. But it'll be sufficient. How's our stability now? Great. Now it's not stable anymore. Wonderful. Just wonderful. So I guess we do need our ballast tank again. This is becoming kind of crazy, but okay. Do we have a smaller tank than that? Because I dare not use procedural because I think that it will still not quite play right with the still won't play right with the thermo system. I think we said 8 units. No, I think we said 4 units. Yeah. Okay, so we get to do this again. Actually, what is this rated for anyway? Oh, it's rated the same as the parachute, so it doesn't matter which is actually exposed and which isn't. Yeah, doesn't actually matter. All right, let's see if this works. And we're back to where we were. All right, so this is problematic. This approach is not actually going to work. What if we then just do this? I mean, this obviously looks like a disaster waiting to happen. Oh, I forgot the fins. Right, of course, we need fins. $24 kilograms, and let's add some fins. Merge the maybe this for the fins. I mean, I recognize that the sane thing to do would be to wait for heat shields, but there's a chance that Blue Diamond would just go ahead and beat me. So we're also, why are they? All right, that's better. How heavy are they? They're pretty heavy. They're also pretty gigantic, so that's part of it. All right. All right, let's see how this little thing works. Yes, it's statically stable in this orientation. I mean, just barely, but it is. And at Mach 2, it's all, okay. We're good. And we're under the mass limit, too. Awesome. And the width got weird. So we'll fix it. Okay. Wait, what's got a negative mass? Who said there's a negative mass? This parachute was 50 kilograms. Now it's going to be a little more. No, it's still 54. Oh, right. We need to use wet mass. 55. And wanted touchdown speed is actually going to be, I think, 5 meters per second, just in case. All right. And we are still under the limit. So this hilarious contraption will now, oh, somebody was just joking about negative mass. This hilarious contraption, ladies and gentlemen, will now have a retro stage. And what will we use? Well, it's going to have to be a liquid retro stage, that's for sure. You know what, actually, I'm going to see how long until the survivability is actually ready. And see whether, just how insane we have to be. It's pretty soon, isn't it? 82 days. Right. It's possible that it will be quicker to wait for survivability and build a smaller launch vehicle than the god-awful monster we're going to have to build for this. Because we are going to have to build a god-awful monster for this. Because let's look at how much of a retro kick we're actually going to need. Okay. Gray side. Okay. Now, let's put the XASR1 on here. Okay. Fill it with its propellant of choice. That's actually more delta V than I was worried about. I thought it was going to be less delta V than that. That's actually quite acceptable. Guess we'll have to go to a smooth cone. Is that clipping? Just ever so slightly. All right, so let's move the wings outward a little bit so that they're just attached to the parachute, not the probe core. And now this is no longer clipping. Oh, which we didn't actually have to do because... All right. And bottom is going to be 0.3. And this is going to be fairly large. And we'll put the engine on. What is its rated burn time anyway? Like a minute 5? A minute 5. All right. Oops, wrong way. Oh, we haven't actually filled this one. Yeah. Okay, that's just about, oh, also we can, oh no we can't because it's multiple propellant tanks inside here, technically. Oh, also we need to have it highly pressurized because we now default to default, not to fuselage. All right, 1 minute 5 seconds. That's 2 kilometers per second delta V, and we're up to only 0.6 tons. That's fine. So we'll definitely have to spin that baby up. Because we won't be able to control it until we'll go below 200 kilograms. So I think what we're going to want to do is this. Because we need to get to 6,500 meters per second. And then we need to slow down a lot. So 3509 plus 4807 is 8316, which is about a kilometer per second short of orbit, and conveniently 6,500 meters per second is about a kilometer per second short of orbit. So that's cool. Then we can use most of the entirety of the following stages. We may have to burn a little bit of this to get fast enough. We can then burn that, most of that for retro. So we'll get 5165 kilometers per second of retro fire. So, sorry, 5163 meters per second. 5.1 kilometers per second of retro fire, which means we're only dealing with 1,400 meters per second, which should be survivable. So, yeah. So we'll do this way. It's not going to even take that long to build. It'll take like 45 days to build. Where is the KCT window anyway? 47 days. Almost 48 days. All right, so it'll be done before survivability. So we have a shot of doing this before we even unlock survivability, which is cool. Now let's go back to our regularly scheduled moonshot. Oh, no, I forgot that we had 34 days left on this. 34 and 47 is, yeah. All right, well, so we'll launch this literally the day that survivability unlocks, but it still means we'll save like 40 or 50 days. So I guess that's worth doing. We've got money, so we can rush build things a bit. Spend another 4,000 funds rush building each of these. Cut it down. Watch Blue Diamond still beat this. Whatever. So roll this out. Now we'll go ahead and launch it. Man, we need to get the new tech tree out so I can do another tutorial campaign, now that I know what I'm doing much better than my last tutorial campaign. Because also, this time I want to remember to put everything on GitHub so everybody can use the craft files and the saves and everything. Anyway, deactivate that. I think that's about right. Where's the moon? Oh, that must be our transfer. Yeah. Set as target. Launch into plane of target. 20 hours. We have to wait. Guess I should have rushed it a little bit more, maybe. Staging looks correct to me. Let's engage the autopilot. All right, we're almost at the point where we can do lunar launches in the day. No, Mr. Bond, yes, I do plan to release it this week because we've been putting the contracts through their paces and they seem awesome because Papa's awesome. So yeah, we're gonna release a compatibility release so that everybody can port their existing campaigns over to 1.2, and then we'll do all the save breaking stuff on the next one. Piano Josh, it had an official release. It's on Space Dock. And should be on CCAN then. KCT we're talking about. Chicken Swag, the way you change texture is procedural fairings for everything. Oh, dagnabbit, I forgot to do my... Oops. Oops, no, wrong way. Let's go south. Why are we over this way? Why are we going north? Why is MechJeb refusing to do a dogleg? So we'll just manually do it then. That's weird. That was really weird. Okay. Now it's going to be fine. And then we'll correct their dogleg later. Piano Josh, the pre-release has, I think, just been fixed to be good, but still probably better to get it from Space Dock. All right. I'm I'm going to pitch up a little bit here. 3 seconds to MECO. And ignition is good so far. So we're going to pitch up early, and then we're going to pitch flat. We're now south below our track. So now we can, I think, swap back. All right, 2 pascals of dynamic pressure, fairing SEP. We'll pitch down. Our Sparky C has updated Proc Fairings a bit more. You probably want the most recently updated thing from him then. Let's pitch up slightly, I guess. Yeah, we're still 4 kilometers per second shy of orbital velocity, so we have time to correct our inclination. Hopefully we should be bang on for the moon, which was maybe not the worst idea, because I actually want to be slightly out of plane because I wanted to go for something more polar, but I probably won't be able to. We'll just complete the contracts. Low orbit. Low perigee. Definitely going to be a low perigee. All right, now we have to level off. Definitely going to be a low perigee this time. There is no science we're going to get like this unless we can get something nice from the moon. Steering loss is creeping up, but we have the delta V to spare. All right, so let's disengage that. And whoa, what's going on there? Oh, we want circularize. Oh, that's going to waste some RCS, isn't it? How badly did we do on RCS? Oh, we used up a bunch. Oh well. So our spin up will be meh. Whoa, our inclination is horrific. I was not paying attention, apparently. That's bad. Why is our inclination so bad? Oh, because we went around to the right. Interesting. We're now 3 degrees off. This is, well, we might actually have a Let's see how this works. Home and transfer. Let's see what happens. That's weird. Why is it doing, oh, because the intercept's over here. Oh, we will actually get a polar orbit. That's nice. We're too far away, though. We're way too far away because I was not paying attention. How expensive is that? $31.49. How much can we correct our inclination? Match planes with target. That's shockingly expensive. This is what I get for not paying attention. So we can do only about 100 meters per second of that. Well, let's see what we can do. I should have been paying more attention. This may not actually give us a lunar orbiter. We may just get flyby and impact. Because I may have to use one of the kick motors for a TLI. But I mean, we need to fly another lunar orbit mission anyway with a probe to get all the rest of the lunar science, so it's fine. Execute. Why won't MechJeb warp? So I'm going to manually warp, I guess. Why won't it engage warp? Very weird. Anyway. Oh, yeah, Piano Josh says better to do a home and a mid-course correction, but I don't have the battery for it because I have crummy avionics. So yeah. Wait, did we cut off our... Man, everything is awful about this, isn't it? Why is our... This is ridiculous. Oh, that's why it wasn't warping. Because, yeah, we're in the atmosphere. This is ridiculous. This is a brutal demonstration in what happens when you're not paying attention. All right, at least now we're climbing out of the atmosphere again. We've wasted 30 meters per second on this crap. Yes, the AJ10-104D is infinite ignitions. Yeah, burn time matters more than ignitions on it, basically. How's our nitrous oxide supply doing? I'm not sure I even want to know. All right. We're climbing so slowly. I now read a book while we're waiting for that to complete. I'm going to have to do a radial and prograde burn to correct. Although I guess actually, no, we're going to have to go around this a few times. Probably. All right. All right, let's get out of the atmosphere. One kilometer to go. This is where it's useful to have a KOS script for the launch, because then it doesn't have to rely on me actually trying to keep track of things. Doobie-doobie-doo. All right. Why are we rolling? Oh, because we've lost connection too. That's amazing. Hopefully we'll get a connection from it. There we are. All right. We are at least now have an orbit that doesn't hit the atmosphere again, and we can spend about 80 meters per second on a plane correction. All right. Let's extend our antennas, go orient with that correction node. It's in 56 minutes. So close. And we lost connection again. This is the problem with a low orbit. Ugh, and it's actually going to be a little while before we get connection again. We're going to drift off heading. Where's the next? Oh, because we're over the Indian Ocean. That's why. Yeah, because we didn't line up. Dagnabbit. All right. Almost there. And we'll have to waste even more RCS. Now we get all right, let's reorient back. Tiny little spurts, tiny little spurts. Okay. And Now we have alignment. So let's mosey on over to our node. All right. Oh yeah, and somebody told me to, I think Lamont, maybe, or Schnabs, or somebody told me to try with a tolerance of 1. All right, we still have half our RCS at least. This is going to be so ridiculously tight. I might well have to use one of the solids and do. In fact, it might make more sense to just admit that we need to do that now. But whatever. We're going to do that. Whoops. And I've managed to skip past things again because I'm stupid. All right. Now let's see what the best Hohmann transfer we can do is. Okay, how close are you? Still quite far away. And how expensive are you? 3141. All right, we're going to have to... Oh, vapor in the feed lines again. All right, let's... All right. See how close that gets. Just too far. I think we're going to have to... Yeah, we're going to have to expend the solids to complete TLI. Obnoxious, but there it is. That's what I get for screwing up. Thankfully, it's not actually for a first, so it doesn't matter if we miss this. We can just fly again later on. But it does mean that it'll tie up the pad. All right. So, 638. So we need to match planes again. It's in an hour and 20 at the nearest. 40 minutes. All right, and we're going to actually try to match it quite closely because we want the maximum flexibility with our solids. Again? Really? Okay. Well, it was nice having high hopes for this mission. Now let's see about the Hohmann transfer. Now we're bang on. So let's go ahead and we want to stop when we're 638 meters per second short. So we want 2504 in this. And that gives us, right. All right. And we want to shift time back 2 seconds, 3 seconds, because it's gonna be slightly delayed when we actually, no, actually the majority of the, we'll shift back forward. Yeah, 1 second should be enough, I think, because we're gonna commit this burn later, so we want the majority of the delta V centered around close to the actual time. So I really hope this works. Worst comes to worst, we'll just fly the mission right next time. Given that this thing can actually achieve TLI for the whole package, given that we can achieve LOI on the probe core, what we can do on the next mission is we'll let this stage impact the moon to count for our lunar impact contract. And like if we totally fail this mission, we'll let this whole stage count for the contract, and the probe core will just enter orbit. So we don't have to send 2 different missions if we fail at this. And once again, we've gone out of connection. This was the downside of such a low orbit. Yeah, are we even going to have a tracking station under our... Hallelujah. All right, so we'll be okay. But man, that was worrying me for a second there. Okay. It does not like auto warping. Oh, there it goes. All right. We do not have much nitrous oxide left. Hopefully we'll spin up just enough. Okay. We have ignition. So at about 30 seconds to go, I'll spin up. $50 seconds. Okay, we're spinning up gradually. Okay, now let's look at our trajectory. Ooh, bang on. All right. Well, at least we're going to complete some contracts. Get some money. All right. That's a relief. Slow transit to the moon, though. All right. We're going to impact in full view of everything. Now, see, what I would have liked to do was reorient so we could at least do retrofire and hit the moon slower. But see if we get any kind of actual science out of this mission whatsoever. We probably won't. I think we'll just impact in the lowlands, and this mission will give us no science. Oh, no, it does give us like 5 points of science because we impacted the moon. So that's fair. We're still fairly far up. Whoa, look at that spinny camera. Because we just changed our reference frame for it, I guess. All right. We're over the lunar seas. Boring. Coming in at almost 2.3 kilometers per second. Yeah, it's just going to go poof. Or go boom. All right, this time it went boom. I guess because the solids went boom, even though the probe core went poof. So it went boom. There was no science to be done, guys. Like I said, we're over lunar seas. We've already done that. So that didn't actually give us anything. But we did get lunar impactor. Sounding rocket, sounding rocket. Wait, did we not get lunar flyby? That's weird. Oh! I'm an idiot. All right. So actually, I was supposed to return science because lunar flyby contract requires you to return science. Oh, that was silly. Oh, well. That's interesting. Why are we underwater? I don't know. So yeah, we'll build an actual lunar orbiter and send it up next. But meanwhile, we can test our stupid, crazy reentry thing. And then I should call this episode quits. So... let's roll it out. All right. We're gonna want a decent apogee here, I think. Because we should actually be in space. So let's go ahead and do that. Oops, it's 28.6, isn't it? I think that was what my problem was before. I had 26 instead of 28. This episode has been a mess. My apologies. We did get some science from that. That's cool. What is this, a dawn launch, I guess? Or is it a... direction, or what direction even is that? No, this is a sunset launch. Okay. Yeah, this is a sunset launch, because if it were a dawn launch, the sun would broadly be to our east. All right, where's our contract? Wait, you're kidding me. Okay, this episode is ridiculous. Because I forgot to take... All right. I forgot to actually take the contract that will allow this thing to re-enter. Oh boy. Well, that was a wasted launch. There's a ridiculous little thing. At least we can see if it works. Because there's even odds it won't work. Like, let's be real. We'll definitely get over 6,500, that's for sure. All right. Let me see if I can take the contractor if it requires a new vessel. It requires a new vessel. Dang. Okay. Now let's look at the contract. Yeah, but we did not launch a new vessel. Dang. All right. Let's see, where's surface velocity? Anyway, surface velocity. Come on. There we go. I mean, so Chad is suggesting that I either revert or just cheat and tell it it's a new vessel. But like, it's okay. I'm not that worried. Like, there's even odds this won't work. There's even odds this will just burn up in the atmosphere. Let's be real. I mean, this is not a terribly important first, to be honest. It's a first, but it's like I'll pick it up in 20 days or whatever, and we'll at least actually test the heat shield material rather than this craziness. So we're still quite high, actually. All right, now I think we need to spin up. Because we need to complete our retro burn before we get too deep in the atmosphere. Close enough, I guess. Everything's going dark. Oh geez, we're descending way too fast, but that's okay. I think we'll be okay. Seconds. 10. Oh, for crying out loud. My life is insane. We lost connection. We lost connection, so I can't arm the parachute. So, yeah. That's what my life is like. in this episode. This episode has had so many failures, it's indescribable. On the plus side, we're surviving reentry fine, but just we're not going to be able to deploy the chute because we're not anywhere near a tracking station. That's so tragic. That's so ridiculous. I can't believe it. I literally can't believe it. That's beyond ridiculous. This episode has had more failures at once than I think anything I've ever done in KSP. And they've all been not test flight failures. Test flight has not caused a single thing to fail. And yeah. This whole thing is going to shred when it hits the surface. Not a single thing I can do to arm the parachute. I was like so close to hitting space, but no, and we're going to hit the water very quickly, are we not? Yeah, our terminal velocity is like 120 meters per second, so we're toast. Chicken swag, as I literally just said, there was not a single test flight failure in this mission, so getting engine data is not actually going to make a difference. All right. So that we've flight proved that thing. So yeah, I have to go eat supper. It is what it is. We've proven the success of that crazy contraption, but we're going to have to build another one to actually complete the contract, and we also have to build a lunar probe and all these things. So yeah, I'm going to call this episode quits for now because I've been going on for quite some time. So thank you everybody for watching this misbegotten pile of failures. And so yeah, see you again soon. Bye-bye.